Welcome! This is how to beat Sekiro in under 3 hours, or something along those lines. I'm going to be going through and teaching you all of the tips and tricks that I use to beat Sekiro as quickly as I possibly can, starting from a new game and going all the way to the Immortal Severance Ending, where you battle Sword Saint Isshin. So the true final boss of the game. Now, at the beginning of the game, you kind of start with nothing. You don't have any items or anything like that, and you have no HP. They really don't give you anything. And, of course, unlike the other like FromSoft games, you really don't get a whole lot of stuff. Now, there is a stealthing section that you can do, but most of the time, the guards here are relatively dumb. And they don't actually hit you if you're jumping with your jumping just by like walking through here. So once you get over here to this edge, you can jump up on this ledge here and go right to talking to Mr. Kuro. And Kuro is your friend. Kuro is the divine heir, and he has the sacred blood that lets people live forever. Now, if you have played this game before, you're going to have something called the Kuro Charm. And for the purposes of making it the same as a normal playthrough, I'm going to do nothing, and I'm going to keep the Kuro Charm because if you give him the Kuro Charm, it makes the game a little bit harder. It makes it so that your blocks only protect you if you perfect block. So at this point, there's not really a lot to the starting area, and now that we have our sword, we have the ability to run. So that's very powerful. Holding B will let you run. And unlike other Souls-style games, you don't really have posture. You just have, you just get locked into the actions that you choose. So this is the first, like, boss, but we're going to skip him because he doesn't give us anything. We are going to pick up this Fistful of Ash, and we're going to make use of a couple different jumping things. So jumping, parkouring, and moving in general is a pretty big part of Sekiro. You're going to want to make use of walls and different pieces of terrain to really traverse the areas. And holding X is a pretty big deal when you're like moving around. So when I jumped from up there down to here, I was just holding the X button, and it causes the character to grab onto any ledges that happen to be in the path that they are jumping. So most people will just go through the tutorial area in the normal way. This is just kind of the shortcut version because most people don't have too much of a trouble with the starting area. It's definitely later into the game that people find are the troublesome areas. So this is the tutorial boss, and spoiler alert, even if you manage to beat him with having low HP and nothing else, he will cheat and beat you anyways. So we just die to him. You're probably going to die to him. Everybody dies to him. So this right here is the sculptor. He is the original owner of this Shinobi prosthetic that we have, and that gives us a myriad of a bunch of abilities that he will eventually allow us to upgrade as we go along. Instead of bonfires, we have these idols that we commune at, these sculptor's idols, and there's really not a whole lot to do in the starter area, so we're going to make our way. So the first thing that they teach you is the grappling hook. So left trigger is your grappling hook, and it allows you to traverse the terrain in a bunch of different interesting ways. We're going to make use of it heavily as we are doing our playthrough, and I'm probably going to skip quite a bit of things that I deem to be unnecessary and focus on just the things that are important. So if we make our pathway up here and kind of just hang to the right, we're going to skip through a bunch of unnecessary combat with a bunch of unnecessary soldiers. We're pretty much trying to make our way up to this top area and around and over to the first, like, sort of mini boss, if you will. There's a couple different ways that you can power yourself up in Sekiro. The first way is through collecting prayer beads, and those prayer beads eventually, if you collect 4 of them, will allow you to upgrade your posture and your maximum HP. The other thing that can make you, well, we are going to skip him for now, I guess. The other thing that you can do to make yourself stronger is by getting getting gourd seeds. So we came down here, jumping off the ledge that's up here. We're going to pick up the sugar that's here. It's a stealth sugar. And we're going to make our way over kind of up here. You don't really need to worry about being too stealthy, but like sometimes these guys with guns can snipe you out of the air and it's a little annoying. But we're going to make our way towards the first real boss of the game. We're going to make a slight detour back to the boss that I kind of ran by just a moment ago. And thankfully, Sekiro allows you to travel through waypoints pretty easily. So we're going to go right here to that first waypoint that I grabbed and kind of retrace the path there. So we just want to make sure that we're stealthy, and I want to show you why that we are stealthy through a nifty combat mechanic that Sekiro has. So a lot of enemies, if you deal damage to them, you can see that they have a HP bar and they have a posture bar. Once you have depleted their posture bar, you can death blow them, which will instantaneously kill them from whatever HP they happen to have. And that is incredibly useful for killing things. It's usually a lot easier to deplete somebody's stamina bar than it is to deplete somebody's HP bar. I'm also going to take a quick detour in here and just say that inside this little building here, there is a Shinobi prosthetic. It's the first one you usually find, the Shuriken wheel. It's really useful for a lot of combat scenarios, but I'm probably not going to equip it at all, just because we're going to kind of skip anything that it's really super useful on. And we're going to go the actual stealth route for this guy, which is around this edge. Now, you just want to make sure that you're very, very careful with him. He is obviously very sensitive to being alerted, and you just want to sneak around the edge here. Now, if you are stealthed and you get behind an enemy, a little red dot will appear, and that will cause you to death blow them, removing a full HP bar from them. Alright. Helps when you focus on the actual fighting. So I killed this guy because we pick up a prayer bean and a gourd seed. Gourd seeds are your healing item. Pretty useful to have more gourd seeds. As I did before, you usually kill that guy, and then you jump down here to grab the stealth seed, or the stealth sugar, and then you make your way up here. Go up past here. Back behind this little gentleman here, and make your way to this waypoint. So that guy is kind of like a mini boss, not like a true boss. So you want to rest here. And there is a ogre that is chained up right over there. So we are going to make use of the one of our items, the Gachiin sugar, in order to make quick use of, or quick work of him. Clear out these guys real fast. So if I would stop using items randomly. So we are going to use a Gachiin sugar to give ourselves a little bit of stealth. And we are going to run up along the side here. And right as we get up to the top here, we're going to crouch down. And we're going to walk up to him so that that red dot appears. And we get to do that. Now, you want to kind of circle around him. You're going to be able to get about 3 hits in. And then he'll do a move. 1, 2, 3, dodge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 when he's stunned. Ow. And if you rotate around him, he's usually not too bad. Although if he grabs you, you'll die. Of course. Oh no! Of course he's gonna get me. Once again, we will Gachiin Sugar. This time we'll actually have a heal. And you want to run up. Stealth. And get the death blow. Alright. There you go. You just want to try and be aggressive with him. And we're going to pop right up here. So this is a pretty awesome item to grab right here, is the Gourd Seed, and then we're pretty much just going to run through this whole area. There is a mini-boss here, but like a lot of things, we're just going to kind of skip it. We're going to go down this way, and we're going to have some fun with a big old snake. So it's important that when you sit at a idol, to actually rest at the idol. So when you get down here, I personally like to jump off of here, turn left, and jump onto here, and then jump down immediately and up onto this ledge to head over and through this cave. There is a big old snaky boy here that you can't really see, but you can hear. And then we're going to get right over to here. Now he's going to pop his little head up here, and he's going to kind of look. While he's looking around, you can't move. You got to be real quiet and stay from moving. You can see that kind of like triangle. And then once you get over to this side, you just kind of want to run and then hop in this little palanquin. He's going to move his eye ever so close to the palanquin, and you're going to be able to score a critical hit on his eye. So at that point, we're just going to run. You're going to see this pop up, and you're going to want to jump. And then when you get up here, you're going to want to jump again to try and get that and that again. So there's a couple different hook points that you have to get to. And if you're slow, the snake will eat you, which will send you back to the last checkpoint, and it's usually not that big of a deal. So rest at the idol, make sure everything is refreshed, and we're going to make our way to the next boss. So we're going to make our way kind of off to the side here and grab this Akko sugar. So this is the equivalent of like a resin or anything like that from the other FromSoft games. We're gonna make our way in here, and this heavy coin purse is essentially just a currency that you can use to buy items. Killing these gentlemen are not necessary, but we're going to go ahead and do it anyways. And grab this fistful of ash. Grabbing the fistfuls of ash are not required, but they're nice. So I'm going to put pellet on here for a little bit of extra healing. Pellet is a healing item you can have that's in addition to your gourd seed. And I'm going to have this Akko sugar as well. So this boss fight can be a little tricky for new players, and I might encourage you to go around and kill some guys first, but you really can't level up before fighting this guy. There's no real thing that gives you additional damage or gives you extra HP, really. So going straight to this fight is usually pretty okay for most people. Like, there's not anything that you can really do to grind up, but you're pretty much going to want to maintain being really close to him. He's going to do a lot of attacks where he's hitting 2 and 3 times each, and you just want to maintain an aggressive stance to him through the entire combat. So we're going to hop down here, pick up this ash, and then just start laying into him. boss. Maintaining a lock-on on him is incredibly strong. And when he does that turn attack, you want to make sure you jump at him. Alright, when he goes into his second phase, you want to pop your sugar if you have it. Now you want to make sure that you're still as close to him as possible, because if you... Go, easy peasy. So, you just want to kind of stay near him as much as possible. Reminder that blocking in Sekiro is really strong. Pretty much most of the fighting mechanics is you're going to be as aggro as possible with your attacks. And then when the enemy is about to attack you, you immediately hold the block button. And you want to kind of like time your blocks right to when they're attacking. It's not something that is... There's a good window of time for you to be able to parry attacks. It is not as precise as some of the other Souls games, because it's very, very it's a very core mechanic of the game. You have to be able to do it. And most enemies have very telegraphed attacks to allow you to make those parries very naturally. So, after Gyoubu is defeated, there is a little collection thing that we kind of have to go do. There is a quest that a person gives you to kill a rat. And a rat are these kind of like small gremlin-y guys right here. All you have to do is kill one of them. So if you sneak over to here and kill one of these gremlins and then hop over the ledge here, that's going to satisfy that for later on, which is we're going to go talk to a gentleman over here that is going to give us the an ability to actually level our character. So in Sekiro, you don't really level your character. When you beat a boss, you gain a memory, and you can use that memory to enhance your attack. When you go around and collect gourd seeds, that increases your Estus / your healing item. And if you are going around and you collect the prayer beads, every 4 prayer beads gives you additional HP, additional max HP. So for the purpose of this, we're going to be going around and collecting as many of those as we can. Not everyone, but as many of them as we can that are just reasonably easy. Now, when you talk to this guy, he's going to tell you, hey, go kill a rat for me and I will teach you some skills. So we had already gone and killed a rat, so he knows that we killed a rat, and we just talked to him again, and he gives us his little Shinobi book. That's going to let us spend our experience that we have, and that's going to let us expend our experience that we have. That's going to give us additional skills that we can utilize to make some of our fighting easier. So we're going to use this Homeward Idol. You don't lose anything for using a Homeward Idol to teleport around, so we're going to go to the last communed idol, which is right outside that gate. Though I do suppose we could go and talk to Emma, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk to Emma after the bowl. All right, so we're going to dive off this ledge here, and we're going to make our way up onto this like tree branch. Hop onto this ledge here, And then we're going to kind of do a weird jump. So we're going to run and jump. And when we're in the middle of the jump, we're going to jump a little bit farther. And that's going to get us to this little ledge here. And get us some more Akko sugar. This whole area is kind of like a little nightmare area with a bunch of ogres and stuff. We're going to avoid all of those guys and just run straight into the battle. We're going to run past all these guys. We're going to go into here. We're going to kill this guy. And we're going to trigger the bullfight. Ow. Okay. So the bullfight is one of my least favorite fights. The bullfight is not particularly difficult if you are patient with it. So if you essentially stay to its left and right, you can get little hits in as it's turning around, and it will just continue to run. But if it ever gets to the point where it's stationary like this, it's gonna do some attacks at you. It's gonna swing its head around, and that's when it's particularly dangerous. But when it's running, not too bad. You just kind of run up to it, give it a quick slash real fast. I knew the bull would get me. So hitting the bull in the head does extra damage. There we go. Not too bad, just not my favorite boss. So, just hang to his side. He'll do some pretty telegraph like head swings that you can parry. But just in general, you just want to make sure that you just don't get burned and just, you know, respect him. So we're gonna take a quick little path up on top of these buildings. And our goal is to make our way over... Oh, that is not where we're going. We want to go up and up. Oh, we want to go over here. And then you want to hang to the left side here as much as you possibly can. Otherwise, that diving guy is going to get you. All of these ninjas here are pretty savage, so when you come around this corner, you're also going to want to get up here. And at this point, we can pick up all these items. So we're going to rest. I don't think that we have gotten anything. We used the one memory to enhance our power, but now that we have 4 prayer beads, we can enhance our physical attributes. So it's going to give us a little bit more HP, a little bit more posture. Rest. And then there's a couple things that we want to pick up while we're in here. So first things first, this guy can be kind of a pain in the ass. So if you go around this side, you can death blow him. These guys are pretty tough to slay if you're not used to fighting them, but they're not too bad. They're not like impossible or anything like that. We're gonna make our way through here, running through all of these gentlemen, and we're gonna put our back to this wall, and it is a secret wall. So we're gonna grab the couple items that are in here. One of them is a prayer bead, and the other is a bag of gold. Both of them are useful for us. And then we're gonna leave. We're gonna run past all of these fine folk. You can try and pick these things up, but the iron scraps and any of the upgrade components that you're going to find, we're not really going to use anything to upgrade our prosthetic, really. In fact, I make a very minimal use of the prosthetic as we go through. I want to make sure you kill that old lady and run up the stairs. If you don't kill that old lady, this idol will not let you rest at it. And if you don't rest at this idol, then all the enemies that are chasing after you will just chase you to death. So, all right. So we have another boss fight right here. So this boss fight is skippable, but I like to do it just because it shows, well, one, you get something for doing it, but two, if you notice, a lot of people have trouble with this boss because they'll attack him while he has his hand and sword in his sheath, and he'll immediately block the attack and hit you for a ton of damage. When an enemy has their sword in their sheath like that, their sheath will glow just barely right before they're about to attack, and you can get blocks on their attacks. And so you can deplete an enemy's posture by attacking them or by blocking their strikes with precise blocks. So this boss is meant to teach you that some enemies you cannot be aggressive towards, some enemies you have to play defensively. And this enemy specifically is an enemy you have to play defensively towards. So see how he has that double attack? Of course. That's actually one of the first times I've seen him do so many horizontal strikes. But you'll see enemies from time to time, they'll have a little symbol pop up, and that just to indicate that their attack cannot be, normally blocked. It has, it's either like a ground slash or, you know, something is special that's happening. They're either going to do a stab at you, they're going to do a ground slash at you. Doing either of these things means that you have to do something special. And so you can kind of think of this game as like Simon Says. If an enemy does a normal attack, you want to parry it. If an enemy does a stabbing attack like this, you want to Mikiri counter it, which is a skill that we will acquire very shortly. And if they do a slashing attack that like whips across the ground, you want to do a jump so that you jump to avoid it. And if you manage to jump to avoid that, you get the bonus of being able to kind of like Goomba stomp their head and get in some extra damage and posture damage as well. So if you do the right action to combat the skills that they're throwing at you, then you're going to be rewarded for doing that. All right. So we are going to go ahead and just make our lives a little bit easier, and we're going to travel to the dilapidated temple. So we have acquired, I think, 2 gourd seeds. Maybe we've acquired 1 gourd seed, but we're going to talk to Miss Emma. Now, you can come back to the dilapidated temple at any time that you want to in the early game, and Emma will be able to give you additional healing by giving her the gourd seeds that you've acquired. I believe we've acquired 2 gourd seeds. There we go. Oh, we actually have 3 gourd seeds to give her. Okay, great. So that's going to give us a significant amount of healing. Now, you can go and turn those in as you find them if you decide that you need the extra healing. And then whenever you acquire a prosthetic piece, you can talk to the sculptor, and he will give you, allow you to upgrade your weapon by fitting those prosthetics. So he does require you talk to him a little bit about his prosthetics in order to get, in order to allow you to actually like do anything with them. So after you've kind of depleted his conversations, you talk to him again, and he realizes that you have a Shinobi aesthetic or a prosthetic, and then he gives you a text that allow you to upgrade your prosthetic through using your skill points, and he'll allow you to fix prosthetic tools onto your weapon. So once you find the tool, you have to talk to the sculptor. He'll fit it into your prosthetic, and then at that point, you can equip your prosthetic tools in the menu here. You can equip up to 3 at a time, and you can swap them out. Now, I actually don't want to have any prosthetic tools equipped because they're not specifically useful for me at this time. However, one thing that I do want to do is before we fight this next boss, I want to get a ton of spirit emblems. So spirit emblems are an item that allows us to use any of our special attacks. And in order to do that, we're going to sit at the idle. We are going to acquire skill, not acquire skills, not that one yet. We are going to purchase spirit emblems, and I'm going to purchase 75 of them. So I have a nice chonky pool of them to spend as we play the game. The later that you go on in the game, the more expensive spirit emblems are. So I want to try and purchase them right at the beginning so that I have them for later. Acquiring skills. So the main skill that everybody should have is Mikiri counter. This is the best skill in the game. This is like part of the whole kit that you use to thwart most enemies. And so we're going to make use of that immediately. I'm also going to get run and slide because run and slide is going to be useful a little bit later. And now we are going to travel back to Ashina Castle, to the dojo entrance, and we're going to fight the first major boss of the game, General Genichiro. Now, there is a cheese for General Genichiro, but I'll try and showcase that in another video. I'm just going to fight him straight up so that I can show you kind of the abilities that he uses and how to fight him as most people normally would. I'm also not going to use any prosthetics so that you don't think that you need to use a particular prosthetic in order to beat him or anything like that. So, there we go. We're going to skip this cutscene. And you pretty much want to run directly at him. He's always going to shoot his bow to start so you can get behind him. As soon as you hear him like parry your strike, that's when you know he's going to do an attack back at you. Oh, that's Mikiri counter. Sorry. Let me heal up here real fast. If you heal, he will always do that. You want to be very aggressive towards him. So when he does that kind of like crouching stance, he's going to be doing a move that you can Mikiri counter. And if he decides that he does that where he like whips around, that is a jump, that is a sweeping attack that you can counter by, oh, that was a Mikiri counter required. So he only has 2 health bars at first, but he has a hidden third phase where he strips off his armor and becomes a little bit stronger. So he's going to always start with a plunge attack, which you can Mikiri counter, and then hopefully he does some lightning attacks so that you can kind of see that. So for that, you want to block, jump, block, and then attack before you hit the ground. Oh no. That was my Mikiri point. Alright, so he's not too hard as long as you keep a beat down on him. Just like a lot of bosses in this game, as long as you maintain an aggressive stance towards them, they have to spend their action blocking you. And the only times you really have to worry about them really doing anything to you is after they hard block your attack. So if you get that extra loud clang sound, there's like almost an orange glow that the swords show. That's when you know that they're going to be doing an attack that you really can't block, that you need to that you can't attack through, that you can't cause them to have to respond to you. So that's kind of the flow of the game. And once you kind of recognize that element, I think that a lot of the fights kind of come together. So now we have to do a few different things. We got to talk to Kuro. This game has a lot more story built into it than a lot of the other games. And so you have to choose that option there. If you choose the other option, it'll say, no, you can't disobey the code. You have to obey the Iron Code. So you have to talk to him a bunch, and then it'll tell you to go look at the incense. You look at the incense, and then you talk to him again. Alright. And then once he does that, it's just better to rest at the idol. That's like the good time to rest at the idol. I rested up above, but usually you'll just rest here. This is the good time to acquire skills if you want, or, you know, level up in different ways. These abilities down here are really strong. And there's a couple of things up here like these Shinobi karmas that are really nice for later on, as well as these. Pretty much you want to acquire all these skills. Except for maybe this. But you want to make sure that you kind of fill out all of these skills that are in here. They're all very, very strong. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab these up here. This ability is your midair deflection. It's incredibly strong because before you gain it, you can't block while you're in the air. And that can be something that is incredibly potent. Alright. So now that we've talked to Kuro, we're going to hop out this window and head on over to Isshin. Now, Isshin is kind of a bro. He's the leader of this clan, but he's an old man and he's seen better days, though he's still a mighty, mighty warrior. And he's chilling here, just kind of drinking in his castle room. And he invites you to drink and learn some lore from him. So you need to find some information about Immortal Severance. You need to find some information about the Mortal Blade. That's really that. So now that we've kind of talked to him there, we can go back to the last idol that we communed at, and we are going to make our way. We are going to make our way a different direction. So we are actually going to talk to Kuro again in the library, in here, and then we are going to go out a door. Alright, perfect. So now that we have gotten that and we have acquired the Gunfort key, we can, at this point the game kind of splits into 3 different directions. We need to go acquire a flower, we need to acquire this magical sword called the Mortal Blade that can slay things that are immortal, and then we need to acquire, what's the third thing? I think we just have to locate the Fountainhead Palace, I think is what the third thing is. So the first place that we are going to go is we are going to make our way. I don't think this is the path. This is the wrong way. I apologize. So we're going to make our way to the front of the castle and through here. And we are going to make our way to the left here. Now, killing these two guys, kind of an interesting prospect. They give you some information. Wow. They give you some information, but you want to kill them for the gatehouse key. That can be useful for something completely entirely unnecessary, but if you want to grab it, you can. In fact, there's like a little jump here that you can do. Let me go ahead and just try it for the sake of the video. So if you run and jump here, there's like a... There you go. There's like a hook right there, and that takes you back to Ashina Reservoir, where you can talk to this guy. There's like a boss fight here or what have you. But we don't really want to do that. We want to run over here now that we have the key and open the gatehouse. And inside here is a prosthetic that we can make use of later. It will make one fight a lot easier. But now that we have all of this, we can go and go to the last idol that we rested at. I don't know if I'll actually make use of this during the playthrough, but this spear makes the monkey boss that we will have to fight much later, his second phase, almost trivial, in my opinion. Its special ability is that it tears armor off of armors off of enemies that are strong. That have big heavy armor on. So we can, so even though we didn't grab this teleport point, we can still warp here. All right, second verse, same as first. So we're gonna jump off of here, run past these guards this time, and we're gonna jump up here. So while that item is not particularly useful, you can dash through that part, and that heavy coin purse is another 500 gold that we can use for later on. We don't really need that idol. We'll get it for free later. And if you want to, you can just jump up here on this top path and just follow these boards all the way across. And we just continue to head straight. And if you want to, you can grab this idol, but it's not really necessary. And we're going to swim a bit. So the only item that is necessary right here is this right here is another Akko sugar, which is going to be useful as a buff for our fights later on. And we're going to make our way, continuing through the water and running past these guys. Now you don't have to fight them. You can just run past them and operate this mechanism. We're going to wait for just a hot second while this elevator comes down. And this is going to take us to the first area that we really want to go to. Our first objective is we want to acquire the Mortal Blade. The Mortal Blade is a very powerful item that allows you to kill immortals. Imagine that. It turns immortals mortal. Allows you to injure the immortal, which is a pretty useful thing considering how many things are undying in this particular game. We're going to run through this monk's temple. We're going to grab a couple items as we're making our way through here. We're not going to kill any of the monks, though. We want to grab this Akko sugar to start with. And then we want to make our way to the left here, and there's like a little grapple point and then some jump points on the left here. Grab that Akko sugar. And then we're going to grab another gourd seed. This gourd seed is optional, but you want to make sure as you're running past and grabbing this gourd seed, this thing looks like it's dead, but it's actually a guy and he's alive. Run past here, down here. Now, these guys that are up here are kind of challenging. You want to make sure that when you're running through here that you're careful, dive off this ledge, grapple onto here, and then continue to make your way this way. Now, this is a good place to grab the idol if you would like to do so. And then we're going to make our way to the next boss fight. So, welcome on in. So we're going to hop up and then up again. When we encounter this guy, we're going to jump over him because he's small. We're going to jump up. We are going to jump up and grab onto this. Jump up again and grab on... Oh, no! I think that might kill us. Good old Sekiro. Yeah, I think that actually kills us. Thankfully, we picked up that idol and we were able to warp back pretty quickly. So once again, up, up. Jump over this guy, jump over him, jump up here. Oh my god. Just jump. Alright, I swear it is a lot easier to do than I'm making it look. So jump up here, jump up onto this log, up here, and then we are going to be fighting another boss fight. So this guy is an interesting boss in that he doesn't take damage, he only takes posture damage. So you have to kick him off of the edge. So you want to make sure that when you kick him off, that you do it so that he actually falls off the ledge. Otherwise, when you get the death blow, he will not fall off the ledge. Alright, so now that we have killed the knight, we don't really need to grab this idol. It's not going to be super important, although I suppose grabbing the idol there is a nice little safety net for you. We're going to make our way through here. I guess if you need to heal, it's nice to grab. But we're just going to avoid it for now. We're going to jump. We are going to jump and grab onto the ledge. Grapple up here. So if you jump, you don't actually have to grab on the ledge. You can just grapple up again. Run past these gentlemen. Some people like to use the stealth sugar for it, but I really don't find it particularly difficult to get through these guys. You want to open up this door, and then we're going to make our way towards the next big boss fight, which is actually a puzzle boss. Alright. So sit, rest. They will not enter the temple. Alright. So there's an item that we want to have on our bar and that we want to consume before we actually go in. Gachiin sugar. So this is a puzzle boss fight, and we want to make sure that we are stealthed for the puzzle boss fight. And you're going to want to kind of do this to make sure that you get all of these guys. So you're going to turn around immediately, and you're going to attack this monkey there. Then you're going to go and run, jump up here. You can see this guy over here on the side. Go, kill him. Then you are going to jump off of the ledge here. Oh no, he saw me. Shit. Well, that messes things up. But we'll just skip him for now. Come over here. And there's another monkey right here. Alright, cool. Alright. So the last monkey, I think, is the hearing monkey. And they typically like to reset to certain positions, so... Now, as you kill the different monkeys, they are going to... they're going to generate these, like, shadow monkeys. I'm going to go down here. There's a couple different things that you can do in here to make it a little bit easier to get the monkeys. Each one of them has like a area that they'll kind of like go to, and you can manipulate their various things. Each one of them represents the like, you know, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. And then there's, of course, do no evil, which is the invisible one that doesn't really do anything. It just kind of hides. They will leave like a little trail behind them as they go. You can see how this guy has like a little trail behind him that he... Oh god. Well, that's just gravity for you. And that'll help you kind of chase them. But I should just reset so that I can show you exactly what the thing is. So if you ever want to reset this fight, you can just use the elusive hall bell, and it will reset everything back to its starting positions. So like that monkey that's over there, he's still sat over there right in the middle of everything. We can use another stealth sugar. Oh. And we can make our way over to him. Because he's the one that hears really good but doesn't see very well. So, and you know you don't have to gong the gong, but because he's the hearing one, you can gong the gong to stun him if he's nearby. Alright, so now that you've defeated all the folding screen monkeys, you come in here and talk to this nice lady and she kills us. So drawing the mortal blade will kill a person. It's not something that can just be wielded by anybody. So when we draw it, it kills us. But thankfully, we die. It takes 2 deaths in order for us to die, so. So I like to also talk to her. She gives us rice. Rice is a item that we can't have very many of. I think we can only hold 1. But it gives us an extra healing item. You also get a ton of experience for beating the folding screen monkeys, so this is a good time to get either Breath of Life, Mid-Air Combat Arts, or Shinobi Karma. I'm going to go ahead and grab Mid-Air Combat Arts because that is a pretty strong one. And I'm going to get Suppressed Presence so that we're a little bit stealthier and we can unlock these other abilities that are in this bottom bar. I'm going to go ahead and... Oh, not the Reflection of Strength. I'm going to go ahead and enhance my attack power so that I have a little bit of additional damage. And then we are going to make our way back to... oh, I've been playing too much Elden Ring, and so I think I can just teleport from anywhere. So we're going to make our way back to Ashina Castle, and you can actually go you can just go right to Korra's room. That's a good central point for us to make our way to the next area. So the next area that we want to go to is to essentially the monkey area. We are going to go out this door, and we are going to jump off of the ledge here, and there is a grapple point right on the edge of this house. We are going to run up and away from everybody. We can run through this central area, grabbing these right there, and we're just going to make our way through everything here. We can just run through. You can follow all of these little things, but we're going to make our way up and through here. We're going to make our way out and around the edge and up onto this, and then just jump right off the ledge onto here and down farther. Cool. Didn't really need to rest there, but whatever, doesn't matter. So we're going to make a little bit of a detour and grab another gourd seed. We're going to go up, and then we're going to go over here. And this is the detour. We're going to hop up here, jump up on the ledge here, and grab this gourd seed. I like to have the little bit of extra healing, but it's not necessary. Oh, crap. It is necessary if you decide to, kill yourself off a ledge or whatever. Alright, so make sure you hit the grapple there. You can drop down. And then grapple over to the other side. So there is a lizard here. If you don't kill the lizard, a lot of times he'll poison you here, so I just like to kill the lizard. It makes it a lot easier to cross this little section here. You can also do a jumping cross here if you want to, but a lot of times it'll cause you to fall. A lot of times people will use a stealth, the stealth thing to cross this area, but you can easily just run and grab this idol and hit the rest button for anybody that's doing like casual playthrough. Get through here without having to deal with any of those gun guys. Alright, so this is an interesting section. There's a lot of guys with a lot of guns and they're all going to try and kill us. So we're going to pop a Gachiin sugar to make us a little bit stealthier, and then we are going to make a hot run through all this mess. But first off, we want to grab onto there. Grab onto here. Grab onto up here. And then we are going to run past this nice lady, hopping off of this little ledge and grabbing this grapple. We're going to make a run through here. It's important to kind of zigzag a little bit so that the gunshots don't hit us. And we are going to make our way over to here. Now, if a couple gunshots hit you, don't worry too much. It's not that bad, but it's very possible that you can just get shot out of the air or hit for a ton of damage. So you just want to keep moving as fast as you can, because these guys can be particularly brutal. So hop up here, run past these guys. These guys can shoot you as you're running by here. And then grab this idol. And that should get you through one of the more frustrating running sections pretty consistently. So this gentleman here, he's not super difficult to do. He is a parry boss, and so you just have to respect him. And then he always does this, which you can jump up in the air. And then if you're running low on posture, just remember you can hold block, and that will help recover your posture faster. Alright, perfect. There's a few items in this room, but really we just cared about the prayer bead because that was our next fourth prayer bead for our upgrade. There's also a gourd seed that you can find by like going down and exploring down in that hole, but honestly, we're gonna have plenty of healing, in my opinion. There's 10 gourd seeds in the game. We're gonna collect 9 of them. So you might be tempted to go across that bridge, but unfortunately, there's a big old snake that will interrupt you from doing that. So we're not gonna do that. Instead, we're going to hop down here, take just a tiny bit of falling damage, and grab these snap seeds. And then we are going to make a big old jump down here. Now we are going to hastily swim. And we're going to wait for the snake to pass through here. And then run in here. Alright, so we want to grab this idol. And while we are in the monkey area, we will not be fighting the monkey. Instead, we are going to do a cheeky little teleport. Or a cheeky little venture into a different area, and I hope I can actually do it because it's kind of cool. So first and foremost, we're gonna run and jump off the ledge here, and we are kind of looking to, yeah, that's pretty much what we want to do. We want to kind of jump and hit one of the grapple points, although the grapple point that is ideal is actually that grapple point. So these are also snap seeds, very nice to have, and we will make use of the snap seeds later. So you want to progress through here. I did pick up the slide, which is useful for this one specific area here, where we crouch slide through here so we don't get poisoned. But it's totally fine. We're gonna run up here. So this is very important. We are going to run directly straight here. We are going to run here. We are going to immediately jump off the side and grapple, and then run into this house. So, if you mess that timing up, you have to go all the way back to the start of that area and despawn the serpent. But by doing that, that lets us kind of skip to another area that we don't really have to progress through at all. We can just kind of hop over here and move about our business, and we can save the monkey area for last. So, all right. So, we picked up that item. That's Divine Confetti, and now we fight one of my most hated bosses. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and enhance our physical attributes to give us a little bit more HP, and then now's the time of great things. We're gonna equip Mortal Draw. So Mortal Draw, you can activate by pressing both your block and attack at the same time. So I want to kill these guys. Oh god. Alright. So never mind, we're gonna reset. Usually I'm a lot more graceful about that, but there is a boss in this room that is protecting a fog gate. We have to kill the boss before we can progress. And this particular boss, a lot of people find really, really frustrating. She does a lot of damage, and she has a fairly sizable HP pool. So one thing about the gun guys is that they have a lot of damage from the guns, but they don't have a lot of defenses. So, all right, so we're going to go into crouch, or a little stealth mode, and we are going to sneak up on this nice lady here. We're going to go ahead and take off that first bar of HP, and then I'm going to pull her back here. All right. So, once again. So the Mortal Blade does a lot of physical damage to enemies, and depleting an enemy's posture is tied to their HP. The more HP they have, the more posture damage they take when they're blocking your attacks and that kind of thing. Hold on, let me try and do this correctly. So you jump on one side, jump on the other side. Oh my goodness. Jump on one side, jump on the other side, jump on the other side. There we go. And then we want to get up to the top there. Beautiful. All right, so now we go back down. So there are two of that particular boss in this game, and both of them are annoying, but this is the only one that's required. All right. So if you go off to the edge here, you usually can jump and grab that grapple without hitting the ground. And now I'm going to show you kind of another neat little trick that is also completely unnecessary for one of the hardest bosses of the game. Let's grab this just for safety. All right. So we are going to make our way. Oh. We're going to make our way over here. Oh. We're going to make our way. Oh yeah, we don't need to go up there. We just need to make our way over here. Drop down and grab this sugar. Then we're going to make our way across here and jump onto this tree branch. Important not to fall. Across here, you can jump. Oh, that's not good. I think there's a grapple point up there. Maybe not. It doesn't matter. You can just run straight across here, ignoring this guy, ignoring this guy. If you want, you can stealth, but honestly, you can just kind of do this, and that kind of gets you past him. Once you get to this house, though, the objective is to get up to the house, but there's no grapple points. You have to make a way around like an alternate area. If you run and jump on this tree branch, it will let you stay on the tree branch. And then you can jump here and get right up here without having to do that whole like alternate pathway. Now, once you get in here, it's important to note that this is the hardest boss of the game. You want to make sure you get your death blow on him, and you want to attack him non-stop, relentlessly until he dies. Now, make sure to do all the mechanics correctly, or he will be the most challenging technical boss fights that you need to encounter in this entire game. All right, so once you've killed him, he kind of like dispels the fog in this area, and you can go back and there's it's much easier to navigate and see through everything, but we don't really need to do anything else. We just need to progress on. So there is a nifty little jump where if you go kind of like off here and jump like this, that tree branch you can jump onto, and then you don't have to do like the whole running around the whole thing. You can just jump on there. We want to stick to high ground when we can in this area. Stay on top of the houses. And then when you're here, you don't want to stop moving because there's guys hidden in the ground that'll grab you. At this tree, there's a gourd seed. And then once you get over here, you want to make sure you don't get hit by the bell guy. And you can grab this idol. And you want to make sure you rest so that these guys don't get you. Perfect timing. Alright. So, there's two ways you can go. You can run through here, but the safer way is to go through the river. You just hop down and into the river. You can swim around another boss fight. Oren Ishii, like from Kill Bill. You can hop up here, and progress through here. Now, there is an alternate pathway here that you can go under this house that I like to grab because there's some really useful items that are down here. You just slide under the house. There is a hidden passageway right there. Flip up. And right here are some divine confetti. Oh. Right here I think is money. Yep. And then up here are some spirit emblems and prayer bead. Hop up here, grab another heavy coin purse, and then we are going to make our way towards this side path. So this is a boss fight that I personally find to be the most annoying boss fight in the entire game. I'm going to equip all my items just to make sure that I don't mess this up. And I'm going to kind of explain exactly what's going to happen here. So first, we're going to use Gachiin Sugar to be stealth, and we're going to run around the boss arena to behind them. They are a spirit, and so they are susceptible to the Snapseed. So we're going to run through here. We're going to stealth. We're going to Snapseed once. Oh, crap. Hopefully this is enough. You want to use every one of these. Oh. And then come back here. There's this. You want to jump on it. Oh. You want to jump up and forward. And you can backstab it. So this rock is the key. You have to use those fistfuls of ashes and the seeds to get him to push himself back. Every single one of those things is going to push him back, push him back. And then you want to back up to this. You want to get that jumping, that extra height from this, and it will let you just death blow him. Now he just has the 1 HP bar, so by getting your death blow in, you kill him. There's no additional fight. Otherwise, he can be pretty tough. A pretty tough fight. So you want to enhance your attack power. You can acquire more skills. I personally like to get this Karma of Mind, and then we can go through and get the Shinobi Eyes, which increases the damage inflicted by Mikiri counter, which is really nice. And then pretty much suppress sounds, not super great. So if you want to, you can go through Ichimonji and get some of these other things, but I personally just like to grab Breath of Life Light, which lets us recover HP when we death blow something. So why did we come all this way? Well, this way there is a flower, a shelter stone that we need to grab. Oh, let me equip all my actual items again. So, healing gourd, pellets, and Akko sugar. Okay. Inventory. Homeward idol. Yes, we're going to go to the last community idol just so that we can teleport. And now is a really good time to go see Kuro. I should have done that instead of teleporting to the last idol, but we can rectify that right now. So now we want to go to Kuro's room, not to talk to Kuro, but to talk to Emma, because we've collected a few gourd seeds and we need to turn them into Emma before she is locked out from us being able to talk to her. So she's gonna have some stuff to chat about. But we're just going to give gourd seeds. I think we get up to 7 of them. Okay. Good. So now we are going to go back. Actually, this is a nice thing I'll go ahead and do. This is not something I normally do because when I do any of the speedrun routes, this is definitely not a thing that we use, but a lot of people have a hard time with the monkey fight, so I figured I'd show this because it's kind of a very interesting thing. So we can fit these prosthetic tools that we have grabbed, and you want the loaded spear. That is the secret item to defeating the monkey boss. So now we can go to Sunken Valley River Cave. So there's a couple different pathways that you can take. You can kind of like hop over here. But you want to make your way this direction. And it's very, very likely the monkey boss kills me, so... Oh. Also very likely I get sniped by a monkey. Alright. I don't typically use buffs and stuff when I fight the monkey, but we're going to go ahead and do so, just so I can kind of illustrate what's going on here. So we're going to hop around over here. We're going to... Alright, he got me. Alright. I left myself a couple uses of Spirit Emblems so that I can actually do Phase 2 and use the special ability, but Guardian Ape is one of my favorite fights because even though it looks like you killed him, you even get the Shinobi execution that comes up. Boy's not dead. So... Now, this guy has a very interesting combat technique. You kind of want to block his attacks because you blocking his attacks changes whether or not he does attacks or not. And you absolutely want to get that last one. Now, if you do a double activation of the spear, it does an incredible amount of poise damage to him. You see it pulls out that creature, and you can see how much poise damage it did to him. Just a huge amount. Pretty much any time he moves his left arm, he's going to do that scream, and you just want to avoid that at all costs if you can. So he usually does a lot more of the big overhand attacks like this. So that usually lets you get quite a number of hits in. And pretty much when he screams is a good time to heal. You don't have to worry about him doing anything weird. And if he gets you too much with that scream, that purple status effect that's on me is pretty much instant death. So. Goodness. 1 HP. Alright. I hope that showed a good way of beating the Guardian Ape pretty standardly. I think I showcased most of his stuff that he does and how to kind of like move around him. But yeah, you kind of want to get hit by his abilities, or at least you want to block his abilities. Because when he does that overhand attack, you can punish him really hard with that spear. Now, unfortunately, if you die, you've got to do it all over again, so bless. Alright, so we can enhance our attack power again because we killed another boss. So now we have 4 more levels of skills. If we want, we can dive deeper into some of these things. You can get Vault Over, you can get Suppress Sound. Neither of these are going to be particularly useful to us. Some of these things, like the grappling hook attack, allows you to kind of do an attack when you grapple onto an enemy. That's not going to come up too much. The chasing slice is after you use a prosthetic, you can do it. I'm just going to go ahead and unlock these because these right here, down here, increase the amount of healing that you get, which is a nice thing to have. And I'm just going to hold on to the rest of my stuff, prayer beads, all that stuff. Just go ahead and hold on to it all. So now that we've killed all 3 of the pathway guys, all 3 of the end bosses of the 3 paths, the entirety of Ashina Castle is locked away from us. We have to go. We're only allowed to go through the abandoned dungeon entrance, which is an area that they give you after you've reached this point in the game. They close you off to pretty much everything else. So now that Ashina Castle is being attacked, we find out that our father, who was assumed dead, is now attacking Ashina Castle with his army of super trained ultra ninja guys. So one of the abilities that we acquired from one of the guys that we killed is underwater movement. We're not really going to make use of that here, or we are going to make use of it right here to get under this little barrier here. There's also these fish, and they have these treasure scales that you can acquire. That's like a nice little hunting thing that you can do later on, but not really necessary for this right here. Alright, so we wanted to wait for that ninja to kind of jump down before we hopped up, because otherwise the ninja will catch us in mid-air. And you can pretty much go straight up to the top if you want to, but now all the enemies in here have been changed out for ninjas and ninja dogs, and these guys are all pretty brutal enemies, so we're going to avoid fighting them as much as we can. The inside of Ashina Castle has also changed quite a bit, so there are a few other things, like, for example, there's a nice new ogre boss that we can kill. So jump over here, grab onto this ledge, and you want to go all the way to the right side of this ledge. There's a grapple point there, but essentially you want to lock onto this guy, drop off the ledge, and as you're falling, you'll get that depth blow. Go. Alright. And Shinobi Medicine. Cool. So there's not really a good way of getting back up to where we were, so I'm just going to homeward idle back to the last place that we fought. Or the last idol we rested at, I'm sorry. So there's a few different Shinobi Medicine ups that you can get. You get one from the other ogre when you fight, you get one from this ogre. This ogre is optional. But then you also have the 2 optional ones that you can get. I'm going to go through the same path we did the last time, which is up here. Kill this lady. So this fight is also optional, but I'm going to go ahead and do it just so that I can show you some of the neat things that you can do in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and acquire skill. Oh, I don't have quite enough. Where's my thing? So we have enough prayer beads to enhance our HP. We're going to go ahead and do that. And then we're going to go ahead and equip a Shinobi art. Puppeteer Ninjutsu. So this right here is a boss fight with this ninja guy. However, if you look right here, there's another ninja just waiting. If you backstab him, it'll let you use your ninjutsu. And now it is a 2v1. Now you do have to be careful. Your summon can hit you. And that can be particularly harmful, but in general, it's gonna be to your benefit to have your ally here fighting with you. Oh crap! And that can happen sometimes when you can't see your enemy. Oh god! Oh, I got totally wrecked by the camera there. But yeah. That was a Mikiri counterable attack. Not too difficult. Not too difficult. But there's a lot of ninjas here in this area, and so they all have very similar fighting moves. Some of them have slightly different like elemental attacks that they do, but they have pretty much the same moveset, so if you can get one of them down, you can get all of them down. So I will go ahead and enhance that. So our healing is slightly better. That ninja will respawn, the one that you puppeteer ninjutsu there. I am going to remove puppeteer ninjutsu from my bar just so I don't accidentally use it. But this is Owl. Now a lot of people can find Owl to be particularly challenging. There is a trick with him, but if you want to do the good ending, you have to choose to betray him, break the Iron Code, and stay loyal to Kuro to get the kind of like the full ending. And that's going to trigger a fight between you and him. Oh no! So his second phase is a bit more treacherous, but oh god, I can't heal. That's fine. Of course. So if you get to the point where you can't heal, he will when you die, you can heal again. Shit. Nope. That's okay. That's kind of like the nightmare scenario is when he recovers his posture, but it's alright. There we go. Easy peasy. You definitely want to make use of the Mortal Blade as much as possible during a lot of the boss fights, because it just shreds their main HP bar, and even though it does cost Spirit Emblems to use, it's incredibly potent against them, so just something you want to keep in mind. Now, he does drop an item called the Aromatic Branch, and it does allow us to go do some additional content, where you get to fight like the older, or the younger, stronger version of him, but we're not going to mess around with that. Instead, we're going to go to the end. So we're going to go ahead and grab that memory so that we are charged up and ready to go. And now there is a long talking section with Kuro. So you're going to be looking for when Kuro tells you to talk to Emma. Okay. So now that he's said, go talk to Emma. Alright, so as I was. There we go. Alright, so I think that's all we needed from that. Now we can go back and talk to Kuro. So it's incredibly important that you do all this dialogue. If you don't do this dialogue, you can't progress. And also, it's sort of expected that you come back to talk to Kuro after you've acquired each of the different parts of your adventure. So after you acquire the Mortal Blade, after you acquire the stone, after you acquire the flower, you're supposed to come back and talk to him. But since we didn't come back and talk to Kuro, we have to do kind of all of it at once. So that's why there's so much dialogue here. We're going through and doing all the dialogue, and you have to make sure that you have the like scent of this on you before you can go anywhere. So now that we've Now that we've completed all of the dialogue that Kuro requires, we are going to travel to the Fountainhead Palace, the Wedding Cave doors. They're going to be our gateway to there. This is the place where you fought the spirit. And I didn't even check to see if I had some stuff. There's definitely a way to cheese this boss. Using the firecrackers and there we go. Yeah, I did everything. All right, so you go back here and it causes this big rope creature to kind of like come down and create a pathway for you. I think these are pellets. Yeah, pellets are good. All right, so there's a boss right here. This boss is a 3-phase boss. A lot of people can find this boss to be particularly challenging as well, but oh, that is not the button I wanted to hit. But we need to make sure that we have... Oh, I don't have very much Fistfuls of Ash. Let's make a pit stop. So we are going to travel back to the Outskirts. We're going to go to the Outskirts wall stairwell, and we're going to go ahead and pick up an item that I skipped earlier. We're going to get the firecrackers. Now, the firecrackers are an item that a lot of people lean on during playthroughs because they can stun enemies. But you have to buy them from a vendor that is over here. So I'm going to show you where that vendor is, and you can utilize it, or you can utilize Fistfuls of Ash. That's another thing that a lot of vendors will sell, are just Fistfuls of Ash. You can find a lot of Fistfuls of Ash in lots of places, but a lot of people don't really make use of Fistfuls of Ash. They don't even consider it to be an item. But this guy right here sells a few items, including Robert's firecrackers. So we are going to use one of those heavy coin purses that we have. We're going to purchase Robert's firecrackers, and then we are going to use the idol to go back to the dilapidated temple to affix the firecrackers into our prosthetic. So at this point, these characters are having a conversation, and if you want to, you can kind of listen in on their conversation. This is not necessarily relevant to this particular playthrough, but just kind of a cool thing is if you come to the back, you can eavesdrop on them, and they will talk about stuff, but you have to be behind here and you have to eavesdrop on them. And then once you've eavesdropped on them, you can go back and talk to them, and there'll be extra dialogue, but on top of that there will be this will unlock the potential to do an additional ending. So okay, we've got the prosthetic fitted. All right, so now that we're at the Fountainhead Palace, like I said, we're going to be doing this boss. This boss is very interesting. It's going to have a phase 1 that's going to be a normal-ish phase 1. Then we're going to have a phase 2 where it's going to vanish, and there's going to be a bunch of shadow enemies. We're going to plunge attack it during phase 2, and then phase 3 we're going to stun lock it with our firecrackers. So hopefully everything works out the way that it should, and we have a good fight here. Alright, so you want to get over here. jump up here, and you get the kill. And then while this guy is down, you want to buff up. Why did you not? Damn it. Unfortunate that I wasn't able to kill it with the buffs and stuff like that. The firecracker, I forgot, takes two, and it's not really like enough, I guess. The Fistful of Ashes are just so much better, but we'll get it. We'll just do it the slightly harder way, I guess. Alright. There we go. Easy peasy. So you don't need Fistful of Ash, but you pretty much have to have all the upgrades. You pretty much have to have all the upgrades for your prosthetic in order, or for your spirit emblems, so that you'll have enough spirit emblems to take it out. So there you go. Kumo, welcome in, buddy. Thank you very much for the 3-stream streaking. You streaking. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and consume the True Monk's memory so that we have additional damage, and we are going to. Oh, we are also going to improve our healing again. Go, and then go ahead and cut that off. Go ahead and take this off the bar, and then I'm gonna showcase a little shortcut that you can do here. I'd like to say that it's precise, but I don't know. Baffled by how I was able to one-shot Corrupted Monk while Snazzy got stuck on for 8 hours. That'll happen, you know. Different strokes for different folks, right? So what we're going to do is there's a lightning guy up there that if you try and touch the water, he's going to shoot a bunch of lightning at you. We are going to swim over here, and right as he hits, we're going to dive. And then we're going to swim as quickly as we can through all of this. And if we get shocked, it's totally fine. We just want to continue to go. And we kind of want that fish to knock us around. So the fish knocking us around, very, very good. Now, that lightning can hit us through all of this. Oh, didn't want to do that. It's okay. So now that the fish is charged, we can go past the fish. Up through this. There we go. So yeah, you don't have to kill the lightning guy, but it's a lot easier to go through that without having to worry about the lightning guy. Go ahead and rest. We acquire the last gourd seed of our adventure right here. We're going to go run up here and open up this chest, grab this gourd seed. And open up these doors. And a lot of people consider this to be a gimmick fight because it sort of is, but it's a very fun gimmick fight. Every FromSoft game sort of has these like puzzle / cinematic style fights, and this has to be one of the cooler ones. I certainly don't mind this particular one. But we are gonna go and fight these dragons. As soon as you start hearing that sound, and you just lock onto any of them. Sometimes you can one-cycle them. There we go. So then we have phase 2, big old dragon boy. So our goal is to... Really, we're just going to run left and right a lot. He's got one more, but we're going to go ahead and grab this. And we're sort of looking for when the lightning strikes here. Ow. And some people like to just leap from each one of these if they want to. The trick though is that if you leap and you have the lightning and he blows you away, you will take damage from holding the lightning, because as soon as you touch the ground, the lightning will damage you. Alright. And so when he gets to like very close to the end of his posture bar, he'll do this attack which will blow everybody away. And he will do this very long... Oh, he hasn't done it yet. And a lot of times just running to the left or right will be enough. Alright. So now he's going to blow us back. Kind of remind you of the Radiance? Oh, a little bit maybe. And that is the Divine Dragon. Easy peasy. We are almost at the end of our run. Almost at the end. We just have one boss left to defeat, and some might consider Isshin to be one of the hardest bosses in all of FromSoft. But I would like to try and explain it in such a way that hopefully it will not be the hardest boss in FromSoft for you. He is a boss that each of his phases has to be respected in different ways. So the first phase is your practice warm-up phase, or you absolutely stomp on Genichiro, and then second phase you have to respect what he's doing, and the third phase you need to be as aggressive as possible, and the fourth phase you have to be even more aggressive if that's even possible. So that is what we are going to do. That is not the direction I want to go. So we want to dive out the window, go down these houses, avoid getting killed by ninja guys or whatever. It is important to note that if you do a plunge attack on enemies, you don't take falling damage. So this is another fight that is made really easy by the puppeteer ninjutsu, if you manage to puppeteer one of these guys. But we're not doing that. We're just going to run on this branch and skip it. And you might notice that this is the starter beginner area, and that is because it is the starter beginner area. We have come full circle in our journey. So this is your last kind of opportunity. If you have any additional skill points, you can spend them now. There really isn't a whole lot I can say. Oh yeah, these are actually pretty good. I should probably have leveled these up, but it's fine. We got healing instead. I'm sure it'll be okay. So going through that Ichimonji path, there's a lot of things that just increase your damage and your posture drain and your posture recovery. So that's something to keep in mind. But hopefully we'll just wreck these guys. Alright, Genichiro is supposed to feel super easy, comparatively speaking to Isshin. So you want to kind of like dash at him and stay in range. And whenever he does that, you want to jump. Oh god, okay. That was uncommon. If you need to heal, hide behind a rock. Damn. Alright. I figured he would probably get me.
Ashinaを生かす。信じらせはせぬぞ。
There we go.
参れ、Sekiro。
And then sometimes he just decides you're dead. Alright. Bless me with a good phase 3. Ow. Oh no. All right. And I would recommend saving any mortal blade charges for the final phase so you can get him down. But yeah, the more lightning attacks he does, the easier he's going to be in phase 4. But once you get this boss fight down, once you understand what he's doing, what's going on, and you master it, there is nothing more satisfying. All right. All right. So now that we've killed Isshin, all that's left to do is go talk to Kuro. And he's going to be waiting right here. You can choose from multiple different endings depending on how many of the different side quests that we do. But I'm just going to go ahead and complete the main ending, which is the Divine Tier ending. And that is Sekiro. That is the full main game of Sekiro, hopefully in about 2 hours. I know I said at the beginning of the video that it was going to be less than 3 hours. But I'm pretty sure that this will be right around 2 hours, probably like 2 hours and 20 minutes maybe is my estimate. Let's actually see. So closing thoughts here. I'm sure that there's a bunch of combat stuff that you guys will probably want to know. 2 hours, 1 minute, 45 seconds. So if I hadn't have done some talking and maybe slightly less dying, it would have been under 2 hours. Not too bad. Not too bad of a run. There were a couple places where I died unnecessarily, but I'm going to count that to me just like spontaneously deciding to do this tutorial and not having practice really beforehand. And just, just general rustiness. But you can see that in general, a lot of my runs are around that 2 hour mark with a couple of runs that are about 95 minutes, 100 minutes, something like that. I think this 134.20 is probably my fastest. But obviously that's like being zeroed in, honed in, and having practice for a while. I hope this video helps you get through Sekiro if there's anything that you are having problems with, and inspires you to try out some of the other FromSoft videos. If you liked the video, this is a good time to like, subscribe, leave a comment saying that you liked it, like a comment saying you hated it, leave a comment saying what video you want next. Tons of things you can do to help me grow my channel, if that is what you're so inclined, and get me to make more videos for you. And yeah, I hope you have a fantastic rest of your FromSoft slaying experience. And I hope you enjoyed Sekiro. I'll see you guys later.